everybody. Hey, hello, welcome to our late night show. Can I tell you, today's a really late night show. And I can't wait to have a chat with you guys. This is really important, so I said I can't sleep before we have a conversation. Okay, first of all, I want to say shout out to everybody. All right, if you're new here, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and then turn on the notification button, because every time I'm live, you'll be notified immediately. And also, I send out some love to my regulars. All right, you're special and you're important. I want to say I love you so much, and come through. Let's have a chat tonight. This is quite a very important topic that we need to cover. But let's take a look and see what's going on Twitter. Let's have a look what's there, who is trending right now. Hello, Fortune Hilda's here, Fafi. Good to see you. Please don't forget to like the live, because that is so important. We need to really have a conversation. I'm super excited that you're here. Let him take a look and see what's happening right now on Twitter. Ooh. Hi guys, oh my god, I love you so much. I love your support. Can I tell you, I was worried about time, but anyway, I realized that this is actually the perfect time for you. So trust me, I'm a sister's keeper. Always, I'm a lover. I'm anointed to love. You know what I'm saying? I'm anointed to love. All right, so let's take a look who is trending. Can I tell you, Chamisa is trending again. All right, can you just leave Chamisa for a minute? But anyway, because tonight we are literally talking about Chamisa. We want to hear him speaking. It's so important. A lot is happening on our streets, but Chamisa was saying he's so quiet. He's not saying anything. Why is he so quiet? Say something. ZANU-PF is desperate. They're literally like squeezing him. Sir, speak. Sir, speak. And the dude is like chilled. You know, that's what happens when you know who is on your side. There's no need of you to say much. Sometimes just relax. I do that a lot. If I'm finding a better way, I know that I don't have to be robbed into a mess. I chill, and then I'll come back later when everything ceases. So, Chamisa is trending. Very interesting. It's trending. All right, so guys, I just want to say this honestly. All that is happening now in the country, I just want to say to my brothers that I love, Zimbabweans across the world, it is time for us to introspect. I've always been saying we are not the only people. If we look at Africa, a lot is happening, but we have always been a case, honestly, that everyone's like, what's going on in Zimbabwe? Every time it's Zimbabwe, you turn around Zimbabwe. When people are flying all over the world, the moment they hear Zimbabwe, they're like, oh my God, they look at you, with pity. It's time for us to actually introspect. But I've got an icebreaker for you. Let's break the ice so that everyone is calm. Okay. Oh, thank you, Jesus. All right. So Fadze Mayere tweeted something that I actually want to read for you. He said, I love being a beginner again. I've always wanted to learn how to play a musical instrument for years, but kept flaking on the resolution. I always had some excuse. This year, I told myself that come what may, it's happening. I got a piano tutor and signed up for lessons. Now I'm obsessed and staying up to midnight to practice. Stepping outside of your comfort zone will humble you and be a superpower at the same time. Music is beautiful. So this year, I also want to pursue my vegan diet. My vegan diet, I'm not really a meat person. So this year I said, okay, I'm going to be faithful to the cause. However, I'm going to make sure I have chicken and I can have fish. Very important. I need a bit of protein once in a while. I'm not really a meat girl. Yes, but I'm going to pursue my vegan diet. So guys, I'm really excited that at least we're in 2024. Let's take a listen to Mr. Chamisa. But Sinikua said prior, why are all those professors, dogs, calling for a forced and holy unit? You heard that Iba Mandaza is calling upon that all the opposition party hold hands and come against the regime. And he said, isn't this the man who survived without MPs? He's referring to Chamisa. No funding, no offices, and stood to prevent a ZANU-PF 2/3 majority. And he beat ED anyway. She's asking, what did they do? We look at Chapman. Elizabeth Valerio, really, she has been very committed on the campaign trail. ZAPU as well. I saw ZAPU working tirelessly. You remember the seminar they attended here in Johannesburg prior to elections. So, Vana Monzora, what are they doing? So, why would you say we must unite with the very same people that really went against the struggle? I don't think that is advisable. There's no need. But I realize that it is very important for us to pursue this interview that Chamisa had. So at least we can actually hear what is this about Citizen Coalition for Change and what's going on with Tshabangu. We all know, but at least let's hear Chamisa himself speaking. He had an incredible interview with Sources Media that we need to actually take our time to listen to and analyze that interview. Very, very crucial. Please take a listen.
Last year, in February, you launched the Triple C after the fall of the MDC Alliance, or after the abandonment of the MDC Alliance. Take us through how it's been like.
Well, thank you very much. Just to indicate to you that it has been a fantastic show. It has been a wonderful and a fabulous journey. We've done very well. We've scored big. At the inception on the 24th of January, we indicated to the people of Zimbabwe that we are forming a formidable citizen movement, a new kid on the block, the yellow juggernaut, and that juggernaut has done wonders. We, at the instance of these hastily called for by-elections, we went into a by-election. Out of the 28 seats, we won 19. Out of the 129 or so ward council elections, we won about 89. That was no mean feat for 2022. But we have not stopped there. We have built a giant movement across the country. When we say strategic ambiguity and a structureless structure, it's just to confuse our opponent. Yeah. And doesn't mean that we're not structured. We are thoroughly structured. We have a footprint far and wide across the whole country. You go to rural areas, we are everywhere, in every village, every hamlet, every farm. And of course, across in the urban areas, we have dominated. And this is what explains, even in a flawed and bogus election like the one we had, we won emphatically. And some would say, but why are you saying you won the president? We won, but we're not declared. Mr. Mnangagwa is the one. And there's no better evidence to that than what he has shown. There has not been ability and capacity within their rank and file to even celebrate, because they know that they did not win. Even amongst themselves, they know that they did not win this election. So we did win because of a structured approach, a formidable approach. We won the majority in parliament, apart from the 104 MPs that they've allocated to us. We won much more. In fact, we're the majority in parliament. Even local authorities, you look at our show, in a suppressed and flawed election, we managed to win almost 33 out of 34, urban councils, and we swept in the rural district councils. That kind of significant show is not by accident, it's not by mistake, it's not by error, it's by design. It's by making sure that we are structured, we are organized, and we are empathic. And this is why
Thank you.
Mr. Mnangagwa is terrified at us. They are so scared of us. And they are so bitter with us. That's why they are vindictive. They know that we defeated them in the election. In 2018, we beat them. But in 2023, we drugged them. It was even thorough. And that's why you can see the vitriol and the anger and all these antics and tactics that they are playing to try and destroy the citizen movement.
They're working so tirelessly to destroy the citizen movement. We're going to pursue that interview tonight. Quite interesting bombshells that he dropped right there. All right, so Donzam sort of told you this. For those that are on Twitter, remember this is actually Joe Charamba. It's his ghost account. So he has an account called Joe Charamba, and then this Donzamo Soro one. The previous one was actually blocked by Elon Musk when people reported it, because he has been pushing vile. So he tweeted, he said, with the paralysis which Triple C infighting was wrought on seat of Harare, and given the raging cholera pandemic, it is about time local government minister approached His Excellency the President with the proposal to use presidential powers to bring Harare municipality under direct state administration. Can you hear that? There is a good case now using public health argument, the state of doing much of the work anyway. Even better, politics would be to reappoint Doink Mafume. Can you hear that? Because it's been kicked out. Mafume to lead the new rescue creature created under presidential powers, Zijakane. And can I say this? I think George needs to be fired. I'm going to have to do an interview. I said one day I need to invite him here to say, George, we need to have a conversation. You need to be fired because you, mister, you only drive toxicity and vile on social media. Nothing. A secretary in the president's office with such a title, highly esteemed title, but the only thing that you do is to push vile. Unbelievable. George needs to be disciplined. But I don't know why the president leave him, throwing tantrums left, right, and center. But what he doesn't realize, it again is still going to fall on him. In the president's office and the way he speaks, you just heard what he said. He wants to see people fight. This generation of the old, no, we had enough. The only thing they can do is to push violence so people can fight. But here we are today. Chamisa fires Harare Mayor Mafume and 6 other councillors for scheming with Tshabangu. So this was dropped by newzimbabwe.com this afternoon. And it went like wildfire on Twitter because people were like... Before, remember, we spoke about Mafume. We also spoke about Wendy, who was being, accused. There was E.T. and there was also Wash Mengwe. We haven't had much. Wash Mengwe, you know what? Basa Dias Tshabangu, we had him last week. Tendai E.T. distanced himself from all these recalls. And now we are sitting with Mafume, and it's confirmed that Mafume was scheming against President Nelson Chamisa. Do you think you can blame him for kicking out Mafume? You know, I have so much love for him and respect for him as a brother. I think he did well for this past 5 years where he was the mayor. But one thing for sure that we can all agree is the process in which he has been appointed. That for me doesn't make sense because we had a first mayor was Ian McConnell, was also recalled. Where the second mayor, I forgot his name, he was also recalled just to make way for Mafume. And Mafume, I mean, for me, comfortably, you managed to sit in this seat. That again worries me the most. Where are the principles, Mr. Mafume? Maybe I hope one day we're going to hear him speaking. Where are your principles? Because that's my question. Notwithstanding how good you are in doing your job, but where are your principles? 2 people have to lose their job so that you can resit, because you were there for the past 5 years. Why are these people think that they are far much better than everyone else? Remember Tendai Biti as well? There was the allegation that he was fighting because he did not retain his seat as a member of parliament. We had people say, no, the guy is very good in parliament. That's not the issue. The issue is not is he good or is not. The bottom line is, if people didn't vote for you, whether you are good or not, you have lost, you lost. It is what it is. Because if we are using a principle to actually appoint people, what makes you special? What makes you special? Mr. Mafume, what makes you special? Because people were very much, confident with Ian. What is so interesting here is people said, why is it Ian allowed the regime to proceed with the Pomona deal? But because Mafume had, again, blocked it. But again, the regime go in there and reappointed him. What kind of drama is going on right here? If Ian was wrong for signing out the Pomona deal, and Mafume was against it. So what is it? It's the regime to pick up to PC Kamana Wenzanamadziwa. That's what they always say. Well, what are you after? What are you looking for? Because you literally bring back Mafume, who was against your Pomona deal. Does that make sense, y'all? It's just like all they want is to make sure that there is chaos. I told you, so much is happening. Money is being looted. The bottom line is to keep people busy. Fighting back and forth, the courts come back, go back now, come back, stop right there, wasting people's time. But time is moving. Today is the 17th of January. The January is almost closing. Nothing happened. Very soon it will be December. Nothing is going on in the country. Simply wasting time. So now let's read this article that was sent out by newzimbabwe.com. Citizen Coalition for Change President Nelson Chamisa has fired his Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume and 6 other councillors for aligning themselves with self-proclaimed Party Secretary General Sangezo Tshabangu and finding chaos in the party. Mafume's expulsion comes barely a month after he was re-elected as mayor under unclear circumstances that kick-started the end of his role in Citizen Coalition for Change. His election was dominantly by allegations he had confined Tshabangu to recall then Mayor Lovejoy, that is his name, Chitengu, so he could force his way back. He is reported to have demanded that councillors vote for him, telling them he held the keys to their continued stay at Town House. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I think he's way too comfortable. He's way too comfortable. Mafume was reportedly hurt by Chamisa's decision not to second him for re-election following August's general elections. He had hoped for a second term after finishing off former Harare Mayor Herbert Gomba's term. The other 6 councillors who have been reportedly fired are Bulawayo's Deputy Mayor Edwin Ndlovu, Mutare Mayor Sophia Gosira, her Deputy Cloud Nengomasha, and 2 unnamed councillors in Marondera and Harare. Mafume has been fired for his role in destabilizing the party, said a source close to developments. He has been fired alongside 6 other councillors from across the country. Expect more of this decision as the party has been observing and now knows those against its agenda. The 6 councillors were reportedly fired for similar crimes. Tshabangu, a former MDC provincial youth chairman and MDCN member, has been wreaking havoc within the Triple C by recalling its members of parliament, MPs, without remorse. We also have seen one of the court bid that went into the High Court today. And also, I remember that they said the judgment is there tomorrow. Is the judgment? Because we said there was another court case as well that they found there at the High Court. So the judge said, no, I need to look at both and then come back with the judgment. And I'm trying to understand, it's court case after court case after court. Yo, aren't you tired about court case? Aren't you tired? Because I'm a firm believer that we need to move forward. I believe that we have been, loitering long enough. It's simply a waste of time. We need to move forward. Honestly, the country needs to start. I saw the president today literally receiving donations. I saw United States people coming there, and I'm like, I'm so sick and tired of being a charity case. Donations after donations. I'm sick and tired. There's nothing that I hate like always being given stuff. I prefer work for myself. Honestly, we have what it takes. We can do it. We can fix the country. If we come together, imagine the time we were spending fighting against each other, went up and down in the courts. If we could invest this time in finding some of the problems that are causing us to be in this misery, and then find ways to clear them, where would we be today? For the past 17 days when we get into 2014, if we're focusing on how can we, resuscitate our societies, where would we be today? But we seem to be focused on things that don't really matter. People are dying of cholera. Rain is raining. It's a mess. Some houses are literally flooded with water. I saw a truck that was fetching dead water, sewer water, so that they can kind of clean it and then sell it to the people. What a curse. I can't even begin to fathom such. What? Can someone do something like that? But yeah, people they don't have no shame anymore. They've lost the humanity in them. It's all about things and things and things. When a country is in that position, then something is wrong. There's a book that I'm reading this week. I think in this week up to next week, I'm going to have to be done with this book. It's called Applying the Kingdom. It was written by Dr. Miles Monroe, the late, also rediscovering the priority of God for mankind. Miles Monroe. He wrote something so interesting here, and I think I'm going to read it quickly so you understand. He said, many sacrifice their loved ones on the altar of temporary pleasure and join the rat race in hopes of becoming the big rat. Others purchase second homes they never live in and buy complicated adult toys they never use, and this is referring to cars. Still others provide heaps of material goods for their children who have no appreciation for the value or cost of the goods. and apply the culture of use and toss, reducing the spirit of gratitude among the young. What a material tragedy. It seems as if the philosophy of this generation is founded in the belief that one's value, self-worthy, self-esteem, and self-concept is derived not from who they are, but from what they possess. Can you hear that? People are selling dirty water so they can acquire material things. They're thinking that by acquiring material things, they can get a status in society. It's a tragedy. Their life is measured by the things they accumulate, not who they are. They fail to understand that we don't need things to have life. We need life to have things. They fail to understand that we don't need things to have life. We need life to have things. It's that simple. We need life to have things. But people are in pursuit of things more than they can pursue life. When we earn out all this drama that we are facing, is people who are in pursuit of material stuff, greedy, the love of money. The hearts of our brothers and sisters have completely gone cold. Everyone can see who are simply running after the wind, but they pretend not to see. They pretend like they can't see, pretend to be blind. I can only imagine and have a question to the judiciary. When you see all this kind of drama, when you see your children coming in with broken hearts, what really gets into your minds? When you're sitting, some of the judgments are being handed down in the middle of the night. What has got into our people? Unbelievable. But it's the love of material things. People don't care anymore. They've been taken over by selfishness. But you know what? Within us, within the truth, that's exactly where our freedom lies. The day we are going to embrace truth, that's where we are going to start living. It's a drama after drama where the country is depleting. Songezo as well, you went in. You heard when Chamisa fired these people, Songezo went against that recall or that, termination. He said, amid reports that seem live, Triple C leader Nelson Chamisa has written to the local government minister recalling 7 councillors for disloyalty, including Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume and Bulawayo Deputy Mayor Edwin Lovo. As Sov declared, Triple C leader Tshabangu says only he can recall. So it's like one move that Chamisa makes, Sengezo make a move. But like I said, because I can see these tweets that are being sent out by Don Zamsoro, by Joe Charamba, in my opinion, I'm going to stop calling this guy Sengezo and just say ZANU-PF. As ZANU-PF also sent another recall letter, that literally banned Chamisa to recall. Chamisa, you saw moving from pillar to post, prior to elections. Moving from pillar to post, sometimes they were not sleeping, on a campaign trail. And there are people that were sitting, the gods. Yeah, the gods were literally just bust everyone else in the country and move to one place and be sitting there and be dancing there, speaking whatever they want, treating people like trash. You're going to have some KFC there. It's KFC. Some people didn't even get transport to go back home. The gods, you saw them. They'll treat people like nothing. And the same gods who didn't do absolutely nothing, taxpayers' money, paying for their bosses and do whatever they want to do, they have the nerve to stop a person who was working to say you can't do anything. Now you can't recall. People can treat you like nothing, but you say it is okay. And I'm asking myself, what society are we building? Once upon a time, being the Zimbabwe, a land of pride, has become a den of mess. It has become a place of hatred, where people conniving, backbiting, hating each other unnecessarily. This is why God is going to use Chamisa, because Chamisa can easily forget. He's not a vindictive guy. Because the only person that God will use to free us from this is a person who can forgive easily. If you are someone who can hold on to anger, it's not going to work because you're going to vindicate in a very, very ugly way. We need a person, the way that Hichilema is. You know how he deals with the Lungu? Lungu is also very brutal. But you need to use wisdom. That's what is needed in the country to restore our dignity. Because he went in, he's blocking Chamisa to say you can't recall. And I'm like, oh, where does he get the powers? Of course, he gets the powers from his masters, the gods. The gods. But let's analyze Chamisa's interview, because I'm so sick and tired about this, Sengezo. I want us to Go through this and hear from the horse's mouth what Chamisa is saying about Sengezo Tshabangu. Please take a listen.
They are playing to try and destroy the citizens' movement.
In your structures, does the one person called Sengezo Tshabangu appear in it?
Well, I must say that we are not structured in a way. We have always been structured in the traditional sense of political parties. We don't have the post of Secretary General in our party, in our movement. We have changed champions. We are structured as such. And it's our voluntary approach, because any organization decide and dictate who they want to be called and how they want to be structured. You know, there are many members who are members of the Catholic Church, the Apostolic Church. They don't need political, tags or labels or to say you have a card. There are ways of, identifying one as a member, and they know how they designate themselves. But I can tell you that Triple C is not fast, so there should be no confusion about who is who in the Triple C. I understand the man you are talking about, Tshabangu, is a member of some other body, but not Triple C. He is not a member, he is not a leader. And that is known by ZANU-PF. That is known by the person who is claimed who is an impositor. He knows that he's bogus. He knows that he doesn't have title. He doesn't have a leg to stand on. He doesn't have what we call the locus standi, or legal stand, or legal standing, to say that he doesn't even know the meaning of Triple C. I'm sure if we ask him, he may not even know the doctrinal, foundational basis of the Triple C as a citizens' movement.
And I agree, because remember last time when he opened an account, that account was actually opened, the wrong name. I'm sure he doesn't even know what he's talking about. I agree on that.
The Triple C was not just a political party. It's a movement born out of consultations with the citizens themselves. Mm-hmm. And they said, please, draw a line in the sand. Enough is enough. We don't want a replica of MDC toxic politics of the past. In any event, the Triple C was a product of us having been banned from using the name MDC Alliance or anything that is an offshoot of MDC politics on account of a Supreme Court order. So it was a court order that banned the MDC Alliance being used by ourselves. It was given to Monzora and his team. So was MDC. So we formed a completely new political party to try and insinuate that there's a confusion, there has to be continuation from the past to the future. Is disingenuous and dishonest by anybody. Mm-hmm. But
very dishonesty. It's like you're dealing with psychopaths, people who doesn't even understand what they're doing. Like, these people are crazy. I didn't know they want, I don't understand them. Like, they are really psychopaths. How do you sit and create such a lie? And not only do you create a lie, you want to force people to believe that it is true. You want to cause confusion so that people believe a lie, that a lie is true. This Songezo thing, you want to man, this is sad. It is really, really sad. It is really sad what has come upon our fathers. It's heartbreaking to watch. It's sad. It's really sad. I don't care how much money they would want, whatever they want. If you call it power, whatever you call it, it's a shame. It is a shame. Honestly, it is a shame.
In 2020 script, it's almost playing out now. Why?
Well, it is playing out because the script is the same.
Of course.
And the player here, the engineer of everything, is ZANU-PF, Mr. Mnangagwa. He's the one who is sending all these ghosts. You know that he created ghosts in 2018. He has created another ghosts and other ghosts who are fraudsters in the truest sense of the word. And we've said to the police, please arrest these people because they are committing, a crime.
Yeah.
At law. It's fraud. It's impersonation. They are fraudsters. Go and deal with these people. They're impositors. You can't allow somebody to pretend to be who they are not and lying even before oath what they are not. But you know what? The impunity and immunity
I love that.
Betrays the author and the host of this ghost.
He seems to be winning now because, by and large, Recalls might be happening. There'll be by-elections. Where will you stand?
It doesn't matter. They can recall MPs a million times. You can't stop an idea whose time has come. If anything, they are losing. Because, you don't have that kind of behavior from people who are winning. It shows how desperate they are. In fact, the problem is not on our side. The problem is on the perpetrator, the rocket launcher. We don't engage the rockets or the missiles. We go to the missiles launcher. We go to the rocket launcher. Mr. Mnangagwa is the one who is launching all these rockets. So our busy schedule cannot be wasted, by engaging missiles that are being thrown at us. I can tell you that they will lose and they will fail. They will not win against the people of Zimbabwe. True. And I always say God is in it. It's not a claim, it's not a slogan, but it's a statement of the faith and conviction we have that you can't stop an idea whose time has come. So yes, they may try to clutch on straws, but they are sinking.
You've said God is in it. Some have said that is your weakness. Why have you so much?
Because they don't know the God I serve. If they knew the God I serve, it can never be a weakness to be associated with God and to be behind God's agenda.
Some have gone to say that you can't bring in God in politics because ethnic politics, by and large, has been polluted.
They are ignorant. And let me teach them. God is in everything. We are all creatures of God. We are created by the universal author. We are not just objects. We are products of what God has created us to be. So you can't take politics outside the realm of the author and the creator. They need lessons. They need to learn that this universe is a presiding authority and God is at the center of everything. He is in everything, including politics. Yes, they are dirty politicians, but doesn't take away the fact that God is ultimately over all human beings. That's the point.
I agree with you.
There's a lot of misunderstanding as far as God is concerned. And I've always said, don't confuse God in churches. That's what the problem is, the churches, different denominations and all doctrines. And don't confuse that. God is not limited to a doctrine or a religion. He's bigger than that. God is a father of all. The sinners, the bird, the evil, the witch, the lovers. He's God of all. He's a father for everyone, including you and me here. He's our daddy. That's why we are one. It's just lack of understanding. The greed is stupidity, because we always gonna see this, but those ones can't go to heaven, they go to hell. Definitely, they'll go to burn. But I think we're all going to be under one roof before the Father. So I don't even understand why do we even hate each other. We are one people. And we should all just love each other. There's no reason. Why are we hating each other? No. When he says God is in it, it doesn't mean that when we are with God, everything must just move the way that you want. God doesn't work that way. Do you know what? If we ever, and I'm going to ask for all the youth people, because we are the 40s, like the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. If we can ever at least just build a solid foundation for next generations, we've done so well. Even if we don't benefit from it, we have done so well. Just imagine our children, they have to go through the suffering that we're going through today. Can you just imagine your kids? They don't deserve it. We might as well work together to build a strong foundation that everyone who know in history, everyone in generations after us, they will know that you can't mess up. That if you try to mess up with the funds of the nation, you're in trouble. Our children should know. So we don't have to worry about are we going to benefit or not. That's not the issue here. The issue is if we can build a strong foundation for generations after us, we have done well. We should be proud of ourselves. Our parents sacrificed. Most people died during the struggle. All they were crying for is at least our children can be able to have peace. Unfortunately, it was hijacked by thugs. And these thugs that hijacked the struggle, we have to make sure that at least we deal with them so that our children don't have to suffer. Because the way I'm looking at it, they have a nerve of ways to make sure that at least they train the young, or they poison them, they toxic them. It's us, we have to put a stop to it. So we may not benefit from it, but at least let's work hard to make sure we create or we build a strong foundation. Jakuti, God is in it. Tell people, no, don't worry about that. If you don't understand God, leave it. Let us who understand, we know exactly what we're doing here. We are on the right path. Leave it to us. We are on the right path. You will see this whole thing collapse in a way that will be so embarrassing. Wait and see. Very soon, it will collapse. Relax and chill. If you don't understand, leave it. Don't people come and say, "Oh, you don't know politics." No, you actually don't know who God is. Who is a politician before God? They all die. Most of them have been dying. If they were that strong, they could be living forever. No, they don't have power over God. We know exactly what we are doing. We're in the right path. Very soon, people are going to cry. You saw Joburg because they're afraid. They know that things are going to collapse. And all they do is to run and run. It's a matter of time. Very soon, this one nonsense that you are singing is literally they are very close to the end. You can see, have you ever witnessed the chaos and the crap that's going on in the country? You have never. Because they are very close to the end. So chill. You see what's going to happen in the country. Vanvacha chema. Kucha chema. Oh, vana, ves vana donza msoro vana George varikita dzunga. They will relax. They will sit. You see them. Vachonge hukudza naiwa. Wait and see. It's just a matter of time. God is full in it. And we know it. We are much aware. And we are not backing down. We are not. We're firing shots left, right, and center. We are not until we conquer. It's not negotiable. We may not even stand up even when we are sitting where we are. We are fully in charge. We are fully in charge. We don't fight against flesh and blood. We are much aware. We're fighting against principalities and powers of darkness. And we know very well. That's why our weapons of warfare are not carnal. You can't see guns here. They are mighty through God to bring down every stronghold. That's why we said we are not backing down until we build a foundation of our children that they will know not again in that land will we ever mess with destiny. Not again will we ever consult evil in order for it to control the minds of mankind. This is the end. And we are not, it's not over until God says it is over. The battle is on. It is on. Let's hear him out. So chill and relax. Everything is under control.
But doesn't take away the fact that God is ultimately over all human beings. That's the point.
I agree with you. But one would say your approach or your uplifting of God has been also, on the other hand, deprived those who don't believe in God within the society.
It's not depriving. Mr. He must be allowed to believe in those things. That's what democracy and diversity is all about. I've not imposed God on the people. I've said that is my source of anchor. Mm-hmm. That is my faith. That is what drives me as a leader. Mm-hmm. That is my source of strength. If you would say that that's a weakness, why would they deploy resources to fight a weak man? Weak men are not deployed against us.
Do you feel God has let you down twice? 2018, 2027?
Not at all. I'm
Definitely
so proud
not.
of my God. He has elevated me twice.
The results are not coming. In terms of what you want.
We have results to be able to stand in this environment and to be able to defeat a mammoth institution like ZANU-PF. It's not a joke. We are so proud of the God who has served us. We have seen the results. That's why they are panicking. We are so proud of our results.
This time God will watch.
As you think God has let you down, definitely not. It's not in his character. God don't let people down. He doesn't. He can just hang on a bit because he's at work. We are in to build a strong foundation here. We are not in to butter and batter. We're not going to take what happened during the coup. The coup, we were all blinded. Deception. Deception is dangerous because embedded within deception is a blinding agent. We were all blinded. We believe, oh my God, now finally the freedom we wanted is here. We were excited, but we're being deceived. But God does not deceive. What we need now is a long-lasting solution. And the only way we can acquire a long-lasting solution is to follow a process and to be willing to sacrifice there's no rush. We're not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry at all. We're not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. We are chilled. We will rather sacrifice and build a strong foundation. Not what we went through during the coup. The lies. We were deceived. Betrayal. We believed in the people that turn against us and begin to stab us on the back. That's why all of us, we were hurt that nobody supported you. No, but they didn't care if we supported them or not. But what we need now is no, it's enough. It is enough. We need a solution that lasts. This country has to move forward, whether the devil like it or not. We will move forward.
Results.
This same God will watch Triple C being folk marched into by-election.
But this is not a God of parties. It's a God of destiny. It's a God of generations. So a party is just a minuscule thing. It's a vehicle.
A God of destiny and generations.
On your journey to Mafume, it doesn't stop the journey. You can be given another vehicle. Perhaps there's going to be a jet that must take you quicker and faster. So don't be fixated on this, we formed the Triple C. Some of us are privileged. I've never rebelled, I've never split anything, I've never destroyed, I've never divided. My God-given task and assignment is to build. In my whole life, I've never shed blood for politics. I've never killed for politics, and I'm proud of that record. And what we want is to build. We've built this country. From my days as Member of Parliament, as Minister, all my responsibilities as an advocate in the courts of Zimbabwe Superior Courts is to build. And I will not be distracted by agents and merchants of division to move from that God-given responsibility, building Zimbabwe and building Zimbabwe for everyone.
This part you built with...
And that is the goal, to distract the people. All these shenanigans are simply to distract the people. I told you, where the money is being looted, you've seen. Money is being looted day in, day out. So you can focus on things that are not important, be screaming and shouting and fighting, but they know the goal. But in the end, we win. We fight from victory.
Some of them, or in the party, some are saying there are those who are not happy with the manner in which you're running the party.
A party is not run by an individual. A party is run by its members. And they are everywhere. There is a rural district council in Binga. I don't even know who is who there. There are people who run it. That's not Nelson Chamisa. You talk about Mulawai. We want everything in Mulawai. I'm not even there. All I'm there is as a presiding officer, as the founder member of the Triple C. And we are proud of our record. So yes, disgruntlements, complaints, the more the merrier. But also the more you are, size becomes also an issue. As you grow big, your problems and your challenges grow big. That doesn't mean that it's a weakness. It's actually diversity and variety, which is good. That's what shows that this is a giant organization.
And leadership is only seen on how you handle disgruntlements.
Indeed.
And some are saying the Tshabangu case is such kind of an example.
But Tshabangu is not a member. I told you that I'm sick and tired of commenting about ZANU or FAS. I'm not a member of ZANU. I'm not a member of FAS. I'm sure if you want a proper comment about those people, that name, the moment you mention it, you remind me that I'm talking to the wrong person. Because you see, Tshabangu guy or Tshabangu guy is not a Triple C member. He belongs elsewhere. He's being imposed on the Triple C to particularly achieve certain ends. And why is ZANU-PF doing this? They know that we defeated them in the election. They want us to focus internally and not focus on the issue. They want us to take our eyes off the need for a proper election and focus on this created and contrived unlawfully, criminally, and unconstitutionally. And we will not waste our time on unconstitutional things. The fact that you have a speaker who chooses to act not just in error or on the basis of a mistake, but on the basis of a crime. A ZEC that chooses to act on the basis of a crime. And in courts of a country which chooses to act on the basis of a crime, that makes it a criminal syndicate. Zimbabwe has become a big crime scene when it comes to tearing apart the constitution of the land. In an event that...
That's very true. It's definitely, to me, it's a syndicate. What's so interesting, it is embedded in the church as well. It's a very thick, heavy syndicate. Fake prophets, you can see them loitering around the state house. They're actually being received, rolling the red carpet for fake prophets. You can see what's happening in the church as well, with just churches. All Manasekuru, they've turned against the children. You can see what's going on in, with ZEC. We have never heard Michigumba saying a word since the last election. She's quiet. She's on mute. Never. You just saw it that they came with their beads and that gray suit just to talk things that were shocking. You can't hear what's going on with the police. You heard Godwin Matanga talk. He spoke with that time for the Savada church where Kudata Gwire was. You also said they heard the army as well. Valerio was talking again at the church of SDA church. You know, it's something is going on. But don't worry. It's a matter of time. It will soon end. Soon God will stop the nonsense to happen any longer. God will stop the nonsense. And I can tell you, you give us the wisdom, the counsel, you guide the leaders. Right now as we speak, good and bad is working for the good. Something's happening in the background. People don't know. They get used to get away with evil. This time, not again. It will not work. It will not work. You can get away with things for a while, even if it's decades. But one day, just make noise. Like that president for Gabon, please make noise. Oh, you want us to make noise for you. When generations were looting for generations, destroying generations, now you want us to make noise. Some people, you will see, it's just a matter of time. Wait, we are very close. We're almost there. You buckle up. Because the Zimbabwe that you always wanted is around the corner. It is around the corner. It will just come. You wait and see. It's coming. I told you that people are not just quiet. I know it's happening in the background. ZANU-PF knows. They know. That's why every time they ask, who says what? Who says what? Saying what? Nobody's saying anything. Do your thing. Let people do their thing. Let's see who's going to win in the end. God is always going to prevail. Whether you like it or not, you prevail. Now we're moving on to family life. Oh, Twitter today was on fire. I can tell you. Twitter was on fire. But because I know these are my brothers I need to deal with tonight. My brothers. Okay, UK people, are you here? If you're from the UK, if you're a man, a woman, just say shout out. Please, in the comment section, are you in the UK? Because UK people, you're special. Tonight, it's your night. It is your night. Especially men, UK men. Tonight is definitely your night. I want you guys to take a listen to this clip. Before I speak, what I need to say. Take a listen, please.
Consultant who I'd been dating on and off for 4 years. On and off! I thought I had met my soulmate and we would build a great life together. Last September, we had a business trip planned for Kenya. When I got to meet the client, I was pulled aside and told that my husband had contacted him and told him that I'm involved in fraud. So I called my sister to tell her what my husband had done. She then goes on to tell me she didn't want to tell me this. But her friend in Wales knows my husband. He's known in the Zimbabwean community for manipulating... In the Zimbabwean community as a manipulator. She even showed me screenshots of his picture in a Facebook group where other women are warning women to say, Jesus! This is why you need to pray. This is why you need to pray. In return, I went to the police and asked for a full disclosure of his criminal record under Claire's law. The disclosure came back and this man had 4 domestic battery and ABH charges against him by 4 different women. Needless to say, my marriage of 13 months has ended. I'm sharing this story to warn ladies in the UK to always do a background check using Claire's law before getting into a relationship. It can save you a lot of headache and even your life. Yes. Wow.
Okay, because I told you that tonight is UK people, it's your night. Because I love you. We need to clean up the nation. Zimbabwe is going to be good, fine soon. And honestly, Zimbabwean men in the UK, like the single guys, shout out to you. Ambassador, you said you're in the UK, correct? Yeah, you can hear women are crying. Twitter was on fire today. Women are saying they are fed up of men in the UK lying to the girls in Zimbabwe. Some of them literally let these girls planning that they're going to the UK and then in the last minute, they vanish. I'm asking you, brothers, I'm begging you. I'm a single person. So I know exactly how these girls are feeling. It's different from me. I'm a professional, so I don't need a man to go to the UK. I don't need a man to go anywhere. I can go to America. I can go anywhere in the world, wherever I want to go. I don't need a man to do so. You know what I mean? But there are girls who are literally struggling in Zimbabwe. Hear this and hear me well. And when you spend your time, promise them relationships, marriages, and then you let them down at the last minute. It's wickedness. It's evil. God does not allow that to happen. It's evil. Get this from me. I know sometimes people, you've been adopting a lot of things that are wrong in foreign lands. Trust me, it happens in Joburg as well. But Joburg men are not really that way. Joburg men are just men who are playing women. They are more on online dating and they're just swiping women. They don't believe in marriage. Zimbabwean men, listen, I know why we're in this mess. It's because our politics have done us dirty. And people have completely lost their morals. They don't care about how people feel anymore. People are selfish. But I'm begging you, my brothers, stop mistreating women. If you don't want to marry a person, what's the point? If you date her, if you see that she does not have the qualities you want, let it go. Okay. And tell her, be honest with her. Stop promising them a visa. You're going to come to the UK and the girl is excited. Oh, I've heard some people who go Zimbabwe. What a case. How do you call machembere ne madara kuungana kuti mkwashari kuya? What has akita turn up? That is a curse. Things are going to change in the country. You'll be shocked how God is going to transform their lives. You'll be surprised. And some of you, you're going to cry and say, oh my God, I wish I would have married that girl. When you see her successful like hell, because God will come through for them. It is time for us to clean up. And I told the girls that I know quite a number of people in the UK there. We will check you out. I said, come clean. If a man promises you marriage, check him out. There are actually facilities in the UK where you can check a guy's background. Is he married? Is he a criminal? It's time for us to fix the country. We can't carry on hurting girls any longer. And I'm asking you, that's why I said, as a sister, you could please, vakomana veku Zimbabwe, respect vaskana vekumusha. They trust in you. They believe in you. Whenever you say your words and your lies, they believe in your lies. Stop it. And I also want to talk to other guys here. Listen, my brothers. Not every woman is a loose cannon. Get this right from me. Not every woman. As a matter of fact, if you truly want to get hold of a high-value woman, you better be a high-value man. You know, I know Zimbabweans, you're educated. Some of you do have the money, but you're lacking character, behavior. Be a gentleman. Go on the internet, find out how can you be a gentleman. How can you treat men and women properly? Talk to people with respect. Don't just treat people like animals. I know some of you came from families where you were taught, no, you're a man, you know. So you treat people like they don't exist. Bashing women, treating them anyhow. Don't do that. It's evil. It's ungodly. Remember, it's your reputation that matters. It's your character that matters. It's your name. You want to be called John, and people are like, oh, John, he's an incredible guy. But the moment your name is mentioned, everybody's like, oh, be careful of that dude. No. Life doesn't have to be that way. Your reputation matters. I'm asking you to work on your reputation. It is very vital. Because remember, some of you are going to be the most successful men in future. And let not your name be called. And people are going to say, don't ever. We don't want to hear about Peter or so-and-so or, John or Tendai. Because of how you've been deceiving people. Deception is diabolical. It's devilish. It's wickedness. Treat women the way that you want your sister to be treated. The way you want your daughter to be treated. Very, very important. Every man who has spoken to me, I'm 40 years old, I've never treated anyone like trash. If I don't like you, I'll tell you. If you don't align one way or the other, I'll make it clear respectfully. Because you know what? I know that your ego matters. I know that you deserve respect. When you move to the next person, you must go in there healthy. Let's work on ourselves to be a healthy community. We can't carry on with this hatred. Men, please, kids are being broken. You are destroying lives. It's unnecessary. I know there's some people. All right, somebody's saying what? Yeah, it's really right these days. Marriage is lost because nenya ya mujolo. Vakoma na newa sikana ndikukumbirai. Like ndaktora ndikukumbiri sign. Okay. Please. I know. Vamwenyu muno farisa. Vamwe you are bored. Vamwe venyu you are miserable. Because foreign land is not an easy place. Vamwe venyu you have been hurt over and over. Please don't project your hatred or your pain or your brokenness on innocent people. If you come to a person like Rumbi, who is pure. When I say pure, I mean pure. Yes, I have no hatred in my heart. Please don't project your anger on me. I don't even know what you're going through. I have no clue of what's going on in your life. Please don't. I only know how to share love. That's who I am. So please, 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 brothers and sisters, we are one people. We need each other. The fact that I'm talking about is because God is warning some people to say, stop that. If I ever come on to spread the word. Vakomana vari ku UK, musatamba ni ma feelings evanu. Be people of truth. Maitambiri. Remember, my Zimbabweans are all over the world. I've never heard about America. I've never heard, except one man, Akatambiri, was Nashe Maposa. He was exposed in America. Very ruthless dude, and he did the worst. It's not right. If I ever come on to respect, vakomana vakavakuvanu. Musasia wunu matters. It does not matter kwa muri kwa mava kana mariri mpocket menu. That's not the issue. Wunu wakakosha. Treat women with respect. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I love you so much. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. I can't wait to meet up with you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much for coming through. I respect you because I thought by 10 it was too late, but you pulled up and it means a lot. I appreciate you deeply. Sleep tight. And for those who woke up, have a great day and do it tomorrow. I love you and bye for now.